My biggest achievement is being the Wolverhampton Wanderers women's captain. From being from the city and playing for Wolves since I was 8 years of age, being the captain just fills me with so much pride.
My greatest achievement so far would definitely be signing my first professional football contract. Played football since the age of 10 and obviously it's something that you always dream of.
I would say it's going to university to do my undergraduate degree. I was the first person in my family to do so. 10 years after that I was able to fund my own master's degree and I went back to the same university, so that was a good feeling as well.
My greatest achievement in my personal life will be having my son. In football it would be winning the cup and the league with Wolves a few years back, most recently being top of the table for the past 2 seasons.
So my biggest achievement I think is probably working on behalf of Wolves and the Premier League at the Azraq refugee camp in Jordan, developing and delivering a coach education course to try and inspire females that lived on the camp to work with the children on there to give them a football opportunity. And I know that those women are still doing football activities every single day on that camp, and that's something that I'm really, really proud of.
My inspirational saying is, it's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get back up.
My favourite quote is, nothing happens without a reason.
Definitely have to be, let your smile change the world, don't let the world change your smile. So no matter what you face and what may happen, use what you can do and use your influence to help other people.
My favourite quote, it's a sporty one, just do it. Don't let life pass you by, seize the opportunities, work hard, don't overthink it, just do it, take action.
I think for me it's all about leading as you want to be led, so making sure that I drive standards, I work really hard, and I expect that of the people that are around me, then they come on that journey together with me.
The biggest inspirations for me were my female PE teachers when I was at school. They encouraged me to do as much sport as I could, football, netball, basketball, and they really supported me when it came to my football as well. It's also led me into becoming a PE teacher, and I've been lucky enough to go back to the school where I had this experience and teach the next generation.
My inspiration would definitely have to be my family. A lot of my inspiration comes from my family, as they've always encouraged me to work hard and chase my dreams. Although they've never really pushed me and made me do something, they've always encouraged me and supported me throughout whatever I go through, on the bad days and the good days, which I'm forever grateful for. And I guess I'll never really be able to pay them back. I just hope that the things that I do now make them proud.
I would have to say one of my closest and dear friends, Eleanor. So I've known her since I was 18, and at the time I was a little unsure of myself, timid, if you can believe that now, not very worldly wise, and we met on the first day of university, and she took me under her wing and helped me to navigate life, and even today we're still friends, and I do find myself in a situation where I say, oh, what would Eleanor do? My mum as well always said I could do whatever I wanted to do if I worked hard, so a little nod to her wouldn't go amiss on International Women's Day.
People that inspire me are people that always strive to be better and develop. So people like Laura Nichols, Gemma Davis, Jenny Sugarman, and Maka, the first team manager as well.
I've been really fortunate to work with some fantastic people over my course of my career. I think I take inspiration every day from the people that we work with, so the participants and the players, because they're actually the reason that we do what we do. So if you see them enjoying something, or you see them actually have an outcome, a positive outcome, that really inspires me. And I think in terms of how far the female football game's come, that's a really big inspiration. So that kind of spurs me on to make sure that we are developing opportunities that perhaps people of my generation didn't get.
And my biggest challenge that I've faced is probably lockdown, with no football, still working and homeschooling.
I can honestly say the biggest challenge that I've had to overcome is what happened to us last season with the football season being voided. We've had to stick together, work hard and go again this season, and I can happily say we're currently top of the table and we're all raring to go again.
Biggest challenge that I've faced so far would be my ankle ligament injury. that I suffered whilst playing football. It led to me having to have an operation to fix the damage a couple of years ago. Luckily it seems to have done the trick, and I'm currently the fittest that I've ever been, so hopefully long may that continue.
Unfortunately, I lost my brother in an accident, which was obviously very shocking and devastating for the family. And at the time, I think if you go through something like that, you don't actually know if you'll ever feel better. My work at the time was very supportive, gave me the time that I needed to come through, and I carried on.
I think the biggest challenge that I faced was a long time ago when I started to do my level 3 coaching, my UEFA coaching. I was the only female on the course. There was a lot of men on there that perhaps played in the game or felt like they had a lot more experience than me, and it was quite a daunting environment. The first session was like a tabletop exercise in the classroom where you discuss, and I'm quite a strong person, I just couldn't get my opinions across, and actually it was really difficult. And when we got outside on the pitch, we had to then as a group put on a session, and the person that had been really vocal in the classroom then out on the session froze. So I stepped in, I did a session, I took the lead, and I was really proud of myself for doing that, and the tutor actually noticed that there was a bit of a difference in me because I saw an opportunity and I took it. And actually, when I reflect back now, I was one of the only few people to pass from that qualification, and I'm really proud of that qualification. So I think that was one of my most difficult times, but actually something that I look back on